One watch went to the moon, another became James Bond's choice. For decades, Omega stood side by side with Rolex, sometimes even ahead of it. Yet today, when people think about luxury watches, right, most think about Rolex first, not Omega. So how did a small Swiss watchmaker become one of the most important brands in history? How did Omega reach the moon, only to lose the luxury race on Earth? This is the story of Omega. The story begins in Switzerland. A young watchmaker named Louis Brandt starts assembling pocket watches by hand. At the time, Switzerland was becoming the center of global watchmaking. Precision mattered, reliability mattered, and time itself was becoming more valuable. Railroads were expanding, international trade was growing, the world needed accurate timekeeping. Brandt saw an opportunity. His watches quickly gained a reputation for quality, and demand began to grow. Then came the breakthrough in 1894. The company introduced a revolutionary movement. It was called Omega. The movement was incredibly accurate, easy to service, easy to manufacture, and years ahead of many competitors. It became so successful that the company eventually renamed itself Omega. A watch movement had become a brand. Omega wasn't chasing status, it was chasing precision. The company entered timing competitions, observatory trials, accuracy contests. Again and again, Omega came out on top. The brand became known for one thing: reliability. And that reputation eventually led to something much bigger. The Olympic Games, Omega became the official timekeeper, a role it still holds today. But the event that changed everything came from space. During the 1960s, NASA needed a watch, not for consumers, for astronauts. Several brands were tested: extreme heat, extreme cold, violent shocks, massive vibrations, near vacuum conditions. Most watches failed. One survived, Omega Speedmaster. NASA officially certified it for manned space missions. Then came July 1969. Apollo 11, humanity landed on the moon, and Omega became the first watch worn on the lunar surface. Overnight, Omega entered history. Then disaster struck. The 1970s brought a revolution. Quartz watches, they were cheaper, more accurate, and easier to produce. Swiss watchmakers were devastated. Hundreds disappeared. Omega struggled. Sales collapsed. The future looked uncertain. But Omega survived and eventually became part of what is now the Swatch Group, a decision that would save the company. Then came another turning point: Hollywood. In 1995, James Bond abandoned Rolex and started wearing Omega. The watch was the Seamaster. Millions of viewers saw it again and again, movie after movie. Omega became cool, modern, sophisticated. A new generation discovered the brand. But while Omega was building credibility, Rolex was building desire. Rolex mastered scarcity, status, exclusivity, waiting lists, investment value, celebrity culture. Omega focused on engineering. Rolex focused on perception, and perception often wins. That's why today, many collectors believe Omega offers incredible value, yet Rolex remains the symbol of success for millions. Despite that, Omega remains one of the most respected watchmakers on Earth. The company continues to push technology forward. Coaxial escapements, master chronometer certification, extreme anti-magnetic movements, Olympic timing, space missions. The pursuit of precision never stopped. Omega may not be the most hyped watch brand, it may not have the longest waiting lists or the highest resale prices, but few brands can say what Omega can. It timed the Olympics, survived the quartz crisis, became James Bond's watch, and traveled to the moon. Omega didn't just make watches, it helped measure some of humanity's greatest moments. And that is a legacy few brands will ever match. Subscribe for more luxury watch documentaries.